What is going on, everybody? So today we are back with the youth finance focus. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to address exactly the reason why I clicked on this video, and that's to analyze Sofi stock. Before this, you've probably already seen so many videos about how good Sofi stock is to buy right now. But what we're going to do in this video is I'm not just going to show you how good it is to buy. I'm going to show you also how it has the potential to grow for sure, and its problems that it's facing. So let's head right into it. So first of all, one must understand how SoFi is doing most of their money. So SoFi's biggest sort of division is the lending division. So SoFi's large source of revenue as of 2023 generates income from net interest, securitization sales, and the whole loan sales in the lending division. The technology platform division generates income via the Galileo customer service, a company they just acquired. So all of that to say, I mean, it's a neobank, and it's a fintech company, right? So let's look at their members, right? Let's look at it purely from sort of like a numbers point of view, right? So as we can see, the numbers have been growing extremely fast. We've been in the last sort of 5 quarters, we've always been at around 40% growth in terms of just new members coming every single year. So let's take a look at the revenue. So the last revenue quarter we've had is 27% revenue growth, which I mean is extremely good. I mean, it's a fintech company; it's going to continue to grow this way. So if we take the 2024 guidance, though, we're probably going to get revenue probably closer to 17 to 19%. So I mean, it is worrying. The company is slowing down in growth, right? They've been slowing down since since a long time already, and now they're really going to go under the 20%. So, but one of the reasons that I'm going to address to you later is why I think that this company is never going to go under 10% revenue growth. So let's take a quick overview at their PE. So they've got today a PE of 0. Yeah, obviously because they don't generate income yet. But if we take a normal sort of like a good net profit margin, we calculate it, the 2-year 4P, you have a 25, which is not a lot for a fintech company that will, as I will show you, continue to grow a lot in the next years. Another thing, obviously, to keep in mind is a lot of people like to go over the discounted free cash flow model, and that's what I did as well. And I did it as well, but it wasn't as neat, so I used a discounted free cash flow calculator, and it was around the same price. So they're undervalued by 40%. So even the discounted free cash flow tells you buy the stock right now. Now I'm going to tell you why I think that SoFi is going to continue to grow 12% over the next years. So first of all, if we take a look at the number of customers worldwide as a selection of Europe's largest bank, what have we got? We've got Banco Santander, we've got BNP Paribas, we've got Crédit Agricole, we've got Barclays, we've got HSBC. SoFi, nowhere inside. It's the same thing with the US. They are nowhere inside of at least the 10 biggest sort of investment banks. They're not even in the 10 most biggest banks who have the most number of customers. So that's one of the reasons why, obviously, I think that they might be able to continue to grow. So if we take a look at sort of neobanking as a sector, how good it's going to grow. In 2024, it's currently a $6 trillion industry, and in 2028, we are going to look at a $10 trillion industry. So it's definitely growing. Neobanking is growing, right? Everybody knows it. But the question is, how will SoFi sort of continue its growth trajectory? I think so, and I think they're going to be able to grow at least 10% an average over the next 10 years because of simply the fact that they still have growth potential, because of the fact that new banking is going to grow as an industry. Now, it does have problems, right? So, I mean, it is competing with giant legacies, banks like JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, which possess, in fact, vast resources and both significant large customer base. And there are more than 4,000 commercial banks in the US, meaning that SoFi is up against thousands of well-established financial services. So, I mean, that is in fact a problem, the fact that there's a lot of competition. But I think that in terms of neobanking, they still don't have that much sort of competition, because right now in the US, they're obviously the biggest neobank in the United States of America. And I can see with the youth, I can see with the generation, how more and more people what that's really all what youth finance focus is all about. It's about seeing how young people see the stock market. And I can tell you that all of the young people wouldn't go over to Crédit Agricole or wouldn't go over to Bank of America and start an account. Most of them have Revolut. Most of them have SoFi. So it's just something to say that I think that a large part of our youth, right, is going to continue to use these sort of neobanks and then put more and more of their money inside of there in the next 50 years once they grow up and get a job. So I think there's a big potential for SoFi Stock to become one of the biggest banks, one of the biggest sort of banks in terms of customer base over the next 50 years if they don't really fumble their business model. So yeah, so I bought SoFi. I bought around $500 worth of it. I think it's a pretty